Have you ever wondered why Black Swan feels so haunting? Why does Nina, a ballerina of extraordinary talent, reach a point where destroying herself seems like the only way to achieve perfection? Is this film simply about an artistic rivalry? Or is it a journey into the deepest, darkest layers of the human psyche? Today, let's dive into Black Swan together, from its symbolic use of colors, to Jung's idea of the shadow, to the devastating final battle within Nina's soul. 1. Colors. White and black as two sides of the psyche. From the very beginning, colors tell the story. Nina is almost always dressed in white. White symbolizes purity, innocence, and the good girl image she has been forced to live. In contrast, dark tones dominate her mother's home and her rival's wardrobe. This tension in colors mirrors the division within Nina's own psyche. When Nina wears Lily's black top at the nightclub, she takes her first step into the forbidden territory of her shadow. The next morning, she arrives at rehearsal in gray, a mixture of black and white. This small detail signals the beginning of a much bigger transformation.
Moving out.
2. Jung's shadow, a source of danger or a source of life. Carl Jung described the shadow as the hidden parts of our personality, the desires, emotions, and instincts we deny and push into the unconscious. If suppressed, the shadow does not disappear. It erupts, often destructively.
Move! What happened to my sweet girl, huh? She's gone!
For Nina, the white swan represents her conscious self, disciplined, precise, controlled. The black swan, however, is her shadow, passionate, rebellious, sensual. Importantly, the shadow is not only negative. It is also a source of energy, vitality, and creativity. Without embracing her shadow, Nina remains a technician, not a true artist. 3. The mother, control, and perfectionism. Nina's mother is a failed ballerina who has transferred her unfulfilled ambitions onto her daughter. She keeps Nina trapped in a childlike room, monitors her every move, and enforces a suffocating perfectionism. This mother figure acts like a harsh inner voice. Be perfect. Be a good girl. Do not step out of line. Under this pressure, Nina loses her own identity. She becomes not herself, but the projection of her mother's expectations.
Which of you can embody both swans? The white and the black.
4. The director, awakening the shadow. Thomas Leroy, the director of the ballet, plays the role of the shadow's awakener. He tells Nina openly, "You are the white swan."
When I look at you, all I see is the white swan.
But for the black swan, you must lose yourself. Through his aggressive, even predatory methods, he forces Nina out of her comfort zone. In a sense, Leroy is like a dark guide, pushing her toward the very parts of herself she has long denied.
Feel my touch. Respond to it. Come on.
5. Lily, the embodiment of the shadow. Lily, with her dark clothes and free-spirited personality, is the mirror opposite of Nina. She is carefree, spontaneous, sensual, everything Nina represses. Nina both envies and fears her. This is projection. Nina sees in Lily the very qualities she cannot accept in herself. The nightclub scene, where Nina dances wildly with Lily and wears her black clothes, is the first true moment of identification with her shadow.
Where have you been?
To the moon and back.
You've been drinking.
Ding, 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 ding.
6. Nina's skin and wounds. The body is a stage for the mind. Throughout the film, Nina notices strange scratches, wounds, and even the sprouting of feathers on her skin. These physical transformations are symbolic. Her body becomes the battlefield where perfectionism, obsession, and the shadow express themselves. Symbolically, her body is morphing into the Black Swan. This body horror is not literal, but a psychological manifestation of her collapse. 7. The final battle, White Swan versus Black Swan. Yin and Yang, the balance. In Eastern philosophy, Yin and Yang represent the dual forces of life, opposite yet complementary. Yin is associated with darkness, fluidity, intuition, and freedom. Yang represents light, structure, discipline, and clarity. Together, they form balance, not through the victory of one over the other, but through their union. In Black Swan, Nina lives entirely in the Yang. Discipline, control, perfection. She is the White Swan, precise but rigid. What she suppresses is Yin, passion, instinct, sensuality, the qualities embodied by the Black Swan. The tragedy of Nina is that she doesn't find balance. Instead of harmonizing Yin and Yang within herself, she experiences them as enemies locked in battle. She embodies first the White Swan, then the Black Swan, but never both in peace. In a climactic moment, Nina confronts Lily in the dressing room and believes she kills her. But in truth, she has stabbed herself. The battle was never external. It was the war between Nina and her own shadow. The final performance is the closest she comes to balance. For a brief moment, she unites both energies and achieves transcendence. Yet because this union happens through extremity and obsession, it is fatal. In true Yin, Yang philosophy, balance sustains life. In Nina's story, imbalance leads to destruction. Black Swan is not just a film about ballet. It is a story about the human psyche, about what happens when we deny our shadow. If we repress it, it eventually erupts and consumes us. So the ultimate question is this: do we have to sacrifice ourselves to reach perfection? Or can we embrace our shadow early enough to live fully, without destruction?